Oh, I'm more feel we're at it. I'm working on this Dacron. It's 11/16. It's a bait net. It's going to Belize, 10 foot no less. Okay, later. Now, what I want to talk. Anyway, this is Mike is in here, and cool. It's nice. The weather is really cool off. It's really nice. St. Augustine, Florida. This of Menorca and Magic, handmade cast nets, and I want to really talk to you today a couple of things. The basic thing I want to, it is mullet season here, and we talk about, that's what we do. We fish for mullet on this East Coast and the West Coast of Florida. And I want to talk about that, and I want to show you a little net I just finished. These people, I keep getting these calls. These guys wanting these 10-foot nets to go throw off of a seawall and catch a mess of fish to eat. Now, what in the world do you want with a 10-foot net? I mean, commercial people, yeah, or these guys that go, macho guys that go fish out of these boats. But this is a little 6.5-foot Dacron net. 15/32 is the mesh size, not 1 inch, not the knot. As you can see, it's ready to go. But this is just a pretty little net. It's all I can handle. I can tell you what. But in my day, when I was doing a lot of mullet fishing, I fished with a 7.5-foot net. That's the biggest net I fished. Because that's all you needed. The darn mullet was so thick. I mean, I have gone on that beach at night. At night they come right to shore. And you ride along in your old beach buggy and you shine your light in the water. When that light hits them, they go crazy. They start jumping. Well, you shut it down, you jump out, you get your net, and you run down there. I have in a 7.5-foot net, and these were small now. It was in July. They were small, but I would catch them and was smoking them. I have caught 100 in one cast. 100 in a 7.5-foot net. But now we're talking in 2 feet of water, right on shore. So what in the world do you need with a 10-foot net to catch a few fish? But anyway, this is a pretty little net. It's made out of braided Dacron. Love this color. It's pink. To me, it looks like a rose color. Then I topped it off with the blue. Blue is a pretty, but it's hard for me to see. I have trouble seeing it. But anyway, this little net, it's ready to go. But we're going to forget that. What I want to talk to you about today is the Mullet Run. I know if you haven't heard of the Mullet Run, believe it or not, there's people that haven't. I guess you wouldn't if you lived somewhere other than around the East Coast. I guess they have. I know one thing. Mullet Run starts in North Carolina. It starts in late August, and they start their migration in late August. They travel. They love northeast wind. They travel. Fish travel, move with a northeast wind, and they travel north to south. That is why it wasn't no brainer. When I used to fish, I'd get out in that surf and start walking north, and they'd be coming towards you, and you'd see them break, and you try to outsmart them, because when they break, they turn. They're going to go around you, so you have to. I'm talking about the bigger fish. You don't have to worry about that with the small one. But anyway, they start their migration. They start in North Carolina, and they work south. They come right on up the coast. Down the coast, I should say, and they come on right on by, and they're not just coming from North Carolina, they're coming from South Carolina, they're coming from Georgia, Florida. The migration goes right on south, goes around the Florida Peninsula and into the Gulf, and terminates into the Gulf. I don't know, perhaps up Pensacola. I know they have some big mullet, same big mullet in Pensacola, and they get bigger as they go. Those fish in late August aren't real big. Mullet don't start rolling And mullet roe it commands a high price now. It's very expensive. And I can remember selling them $5 a gallon. Believe it or not. That was in 1958 or 59 or so. Anyhow, now they get a mullet, a 3 or 4 pound mullet, the roe away, a full roe will weigh 4 ounces. The bigger, I guess they're a little bit bigger, but for the most part, they run a full roe mullet, big mullet. The roe weigh 4 to 5 ounces. They get anywhere $12, $15 on the market, retail, for one roe. Okay. The people in I think it's Japan have taken a liking to the mullet roes, and they're gobbling up the stuff here, and the guys are getting a good price for them. Hats off to them. But the only thing that aggravates me is why they're being allowed to go over there and catch the little finger mullet. When I call finger mullet, that's a little mullet about this long. Everything likes a mullet for bait. Freshwater catfish love mullet. I've fished trout lines and just for catching the fish to eat. A little 25 hook. That's all you can have anymore is 25 hook. And I have go over and catch some little finger mullet and cut them in little chunks and bait the line with that. The brim and stuff can't eat it off, and the catfish love them. All right, let's get back to the mullet run. Now, if you want to learn more about it, if you do a Google search and just put mullet run, that's all you have to put, and you're going to be amazed at the pictures, videos you're going to see of these massive schools of mullet, all sizes. They get right up on the beach. Tarpon follow them, sharks follow them, pelicans, porpoise, big jack cavall. Oh heck, what's that other thing that?
Barracuda?
Oh yeah, barracuda. Barracudas don't usually around here. They don't usually come to shore. They stay out in the deep water. What's that fish you caught in the net over there?
Snook.
Snook. Big snook will feed on them too. But anyway, you'll see these videos, and they have drones now that they video this action of these tarpon just laying in these massive schools of fish just going down the coast. They really get thick down around Cocoa and down from Titusville, Cocoa, West Palm, going on down, and anyway, so it's a sight to see. You'll enjoy seeing it, so you'll really understand. And this is a once a year. Like I say, it starts in late August and continues. It maxes out usually by the end of November. Usually it's over. They're about where they're going to go. I get phone calls from guys all over the place that like to talk fishing with me, and I enjoy because every time I talk to somebody, I learn something. You never stop learning. You learn how they do things. I had a guy call me from somewhere on the west coast down South Florida, and he's telling me that Mullet Run's already started there. I thought it'd be a little early there, but you not really. You think about August; they've had a whole month, to go. But he said the roes, normally up here, it's the middle of August before the roe actually gets big enough to eat. They get about this big, about the middle of August. Then they get, they'll get this long and that darn big around. They get big. Like I say, 4 or 5 ounces for a roe. And now we've talked about the roe. We got to talk about the male. What they call a melt. They call it a male roe. It's melt. It's sperm is what it is. The mullet, the female mullet lays the eggs on the bottom, and the male fish squeezes the sperm down on top of it to fertilize the eggs. That's the way it works. Well, that's the way it works with all fish. Anyhow, so I have eaten. I used to like to eat them things, but I don't know. I lost the taste for them. One thing about mullet roe is when you fry them, beware, they pop. When they get in that, when they start cooking in that grease, they have a tendency to pop little holes in that membrane is covering them millions of little fish eggs that's in there. And you have to watch how you cook them. My poor mother, she used to hate. My father loved mullet roe and grits. That was his favorite. He loved mullet roe and grits. So anyway, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover on that. I do want to, one of these days we want to go over to the beach, and this wind keeps blowing here. We can't, we tried to do a video a couple of weeks ago, and the background noise was so bad I couldn't use it because the waves pounding and stuff was louder than me talking. So we'll try it again. We'll try it again. We've got some time yet. I'd like to get over and show you how to catch them things. But anyway, I think I've covered it. History of the mullet. It happens every year. It's been happening that way. Now our giant schools of mullet here on this coast have dwindled to patches. You know, they used to be, you could go over there and I swear you just be and they'd stay just out of your reach. You're just out of your reach. And what would happen, you would wade out in the water. I used to not have any trouble throwing a 7.5 foot net in water up under my armpits. I could throw it. I had a brother that could throw it up under his chin. But anyway, I think if we were smart, you would stay in shallow water, but not necessarily that they would come to shore, not in the daytime. So, with that said, but if you're interested in talking, you can reach me at 904-217-7974, or the videos under Mike Yazina. Videos, it's on YouTube, and I'd be glad to hear from you. So anyway, please take care of yourself. If you got any questions, you know, about this, about the Mullet Run, it's really going in full swing. We've had a lot of wind here. It's been blowing every day. Phil's had Phil lives down the Palm Coast, which is about 20 miles south of me, I guess, maybe 25 miles.
20.
And seems like he gets more wind and rain down there. He's had an enormous amount of rain. And so but we're fixing to have a stormy weekend coming up. All right, I've talked long enough. Take care of yourself. Like to hear from you, and until the next time, take care.